see someone is saying we are ready for today's class. Someone is saying we are ready for today's class. Okay. Good evening. Okay, I can see we are ready for today's class. All right. Welcome back to class, everyone. Cool. We are ready. You're welcome back to class. Yeah, good evening. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Okay, I'm still waiting for more people. I'm still waiting for your response too as well before we start the class. I'm still waiting for more response. And also, those that are in the class already, please confirm you can hear me. Those that are in the class already, please confirm you can hear me. Okay, cool. We can hear you, sir. I can hear you well. All right, thank you very much. You can all hear me. Okay, cool. So yeah, like we have here, it says, all right, thank you very much for confirming that. So we have web development is not hard, just smile and learn too as well. So today we are going to be looking at basic algorithm and problems. That's what we are going to be looking at today. Basic algorithm and problems. So this is just going to be like you solve problem solving there. So obviously it's going to be like more an interactive class, where we define problems and how we can actually solve problems. We just call it algorithm. So we are going to be looking at what algorithm means and then how we can actually use that to solve coding problem, or don't let me say coding problem, let me just say how to use that to solve problems basically. So okay, so let me move to the next slide. So I said basic algorithm and solving problem solving, problem solving. So the first thing we have here is algorithm. Okay, I think everyone can hear me. Okay, cool. So when we say algorithm, what should come to our mind first when we mention algorithm? So basically, algorithm is a step-by-step procedure for solving a problem or accomplishing a task. When I said is a step-by-step procedure for solving a problem or accomplishing a task, I mean, algorithm is just like, okay, these are actually the steps you follow to solve this particular problem or to solve this particular task. So in the context of data structure and algorithm, is a set of well-defined instruction for performing a specific, it's just a specific computational task. So algorithms are fundamental to computer science and play a very important role in designing efficient solutions for problem and various problems, basically. So understanding algorithm is essential for everyone interested in mastering data structure and algorithm. So the reason why we're actually bringing this to basic algorithm and problem solving, when we are currently in our JavaScript class now, and when we say JavaScript is a programming language. We use JavaScript to actually solve a particular problem. So we don't really call them problem, like we call it, okay, probably your coding problem or something. So you build functionality with your JavaScript. In the last class we dealt with if statements, decision making. And then, if you want to make decision, you have to follow a particular process. So let me just break what I mean by algorithm down. I said it's a step-by-step procedure for solving a problem. So when I say a step-by-step procedure for solving a problem, if you want to cook rice, the first thing you do is to get your pot, right? And then you take your pot, you pour water inside your pot. The next thing is to put that pot on fire. So you can, all those things you are doing, we call them algorithm, because you are writing algorithm to cook rice. You are writing a step-by-step process to cook rice. That's the same thing with algorithm, a step-by-step process to perform a specific task. So someone is asking, is this product design class? No, this is web development class. So you should check very well. Okay, so now can I ask algorithm now? Please let me know in the comment section. Let me know, like, based on the explanation I just gave now, what do you understand by algorithm? Please let me know in the comment section. What do you understand by algorithm? Sorry, are we in the class or I should go to the next slide? Please let me know in the comment section. Step by step. Okay, cool. Step by step process. I used rice, exactly. Step by step process of solving it. Exactly. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is actually a graphical, like, explanation of what we mean by algorithm. So if you look at it very well, we have inputs and we have set of rules to obtain the expected output from given inputs, and we have output. So what this basically does is just like, I said, when you want to cook your rice, the first thing you do is to carry your pot. All those things you are doing, they are your inputs. No matter all those inputs you add together, definitely they are giving you a result. So now the process of adding everything together is what we mean by this middle. That is, all your processes are actually going on. The mixing of the rice and the water and everything is actually going on here, and it's going to produce rice for you. So that's actually what this diagram is all about. If you look at it, this is actually a pictorial aspect. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for answering that. Okay, even though I have asked since. So now, if you look at the diagram very well again, you have inputs, you have the processes, and then you now have the output. So when you your pot, the water, and any other thing you want to add to your rice, or any other thing to add to what you are cooking. Okay, thank you very much. So anything you are cooking, that's actually what give you output, and the output is going to give you is either rice or jollof rice. So anything you are cooking, that's actually the output you're going to get. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. So we have what is an algorithm? That was just like an introduction. So algorithm is I explained it already. So how do algorithm work? The first thing I have is my input, I have my process, and I have my output too as well. That's actually how it works. You have your the algorithm actually receives a data. After receiving the data, the next thing it does is to process that data. When you are processing it, the process of cooking, and then after processing it, the output is what you get as your result. Your output is what you get as your result. So now, can I thank you very much for answering that? This is actually web development class, not this is actually web development class. Please, let's get that very of doing something. Definitely unambiguous, clear and it. So, you cannot you the rice on the gas cooker. You know, it won't work that way. You have to pour the rice inside the pot. Hey, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Please let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Please, can you all hear me? Okay, so everybody will say bad network breaking. Okay, what about oh, currently hanging? Oh, oh, what's going on? What's going Share screen. Okay, cool. All right, all right, all right. I think my screen should be live now. All right, cool. So, yeah. So, please, can we all hear me now? Let me know if you can all hear me now. Okay, cool, cool. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that. All right. So, I believe we when I asked like what is algorithm, I believe we all understand algorithm. Like based on my explanation of algorithm, can someone tell us what algorithm means, please? Based on what we just discussed now. So I'm still waiting. I just want to know if we all heard. Yeah, thank you very much for confirming that. I'm asking a question now. I said based on my explanation, a step-by-step process to solve a problem, a step-by-step process to solve a problem. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. And I explained something, I said algorithm, I mentioned input, I mentioned process, and I also mentioned output. If you're just coming to the class now, you can actually like drag your distance to the back and then rewatch it. Okay, very good. So we don't bore people. All right, so we have thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's okay. So I said something about algorithm. I mentioned the input, I mentioned the process, and also mentioned output. Okay, receives input data. Okay, I'm saying something about that now. You know, I said input, I said process, and I also said output so as well. I mentioned those things. Oh, so let me continue from there then. All right. So I said algorithm, I mentioned input, I mentioned process, and I also mentioned output too as well. So characteristics of algorithm. So I said clear and ambiguous, unambiguous. Someone said the intro. Leave the intro alone. Web development is not hard. Just smile. Okay. Okay, so I said characteristics of an algorithm, it should be clear and unambiguous. That's why I said it should be clear and unambiguous. So when I said clear and unambiguous, I mean, you know, when you want to cook rice, you don't have to go the hard way. You don't have to go the hard way. You just have to like follow step by step. You know, when I say, oh, I want to cook rice now, does that mean, oh, I should put my pot, I should put I should mix rice and water all together at once, like you know, in a bowl, mixing them together, putting everything I want to put, and then now pour it inside pot. You know, that's actually unambiguous because it's not clear to people, it's not clear to those that want to learn from you. So now that's why we have what we call algorithm. So algorithm actually makes everything simple. You know, when you're writing your code, you just have to make sure that your code is well written and simple for people to be able to like understand and pick up as well. So obviously saying smell and learn. All right. So I said it should be well-defined input. When I say well-defined input, what I'm basically saying is that the input you're trying to put and what you're trying to put or put in the algorithm, it should be what clear to people. It should be well-defined. Well, what very simple. You know, because you want to do something, you don't have to go the very good for simple understand. You don't have to go the south way and the likes. So it should be well-defined output too as well. Well-defined output too as well. So I said finiteness. The algorithm must be finite. That is, it should terminate after a finished time. You know, when you're writing your code, definitely. Let me put it to something we can actually relate with. When you're cooking your rice, obviously, if you cook rice for 1 hour, the rice is going to get burnt. That means it actually has time, you know. So now you want to make sure that, oh, what I'm doing actually you're making sure that is actually obeying the finite time. Do you get? So we also have visible too as well. So when I say visible, the algorithm must be what? Simple, generic, and practical, such that it can be what? Executed using reasonable constraints and resources. Life is not hard. When you're writing your code, don't write it the hard way. Just write it in a very simple way. Do we get? Just write it in a simple way. So everybody, and also you as well. So you'll be able to understand it. So you'll be able to understand it. You get? So let me move to the next slide. Please let me know if you are actually with me. Let me know in the comment section if you are with me. Let me know if you are with me. Oh, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right. Very good. Very good. Very good. I hope you are actually getting what we are saying in the class. We are getting what we are saying in class. We said algorithm, just make sure. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for confirming that. Thank you very much for confirming that. So basically, you might be coming to the class and say, oh, when we say algorithm, we are writing code. No, we are actually not writing code now. We are just like talking, how to actually make coding simple, how to make it simple, because what you want to write, you're not writing for computer, you're writing for human being, and then you're not the only one working. You work with people, and when you're working with people, definitely people should be able to read and understand your code. That's why we're actually taking this basic algorithm and problem solving. All right, so let me now move to the next slide. So what is the need for algorithm? What is the need for algorithm? Algorithms are essential for solving complex computational problems effectively, efficiently, and effectively. They provide a systematical, like a more, okay, so someone said PC. Okay, thank you very much. So the approach is basically, solving problems, optimizing problems, and automating tasks. That's basic thing that you actually want to learn. So when I say solving problems now, you have a particular thing that you want to do, or let me just put it this way. Oh, my network is not okay. So now you want to move out of your house. Now, if you want to move out of your house, the first thing you do is step out of your bed. Stepping out of your bed, you probably take your bath. After taking your bath, you dress up, then you step out. That's actually a step-by-step process. That's actually algorithm. That's algorithm. If you don't know, that's algorithm. So now, what you are basically doing is that I want to solve the problem of going outside. Do you get? Now, how do I solve that problem of going outside? You are solving with logical reasoning now. You are thinking the first thing I need to do is to what? Step out of my bed, do a particular thing before I can actually step out. If I don't come out of my bed, there's no how I'm going to meet myself outside. That's what you're actually doing. You are solving a problem. Now, when you are now solving the problem, you now want to what? Optimize the solution. Because you know, oh, this is the problem. You optimize that solution. Do you get? After optimizing it, then you automate that particular task. Like, oh, this is actually what I want to do. Then you automate it. You get? That's the main reason for algorithm. I hope it makes more sense now. Let me know in the comment section if you understand what I mean by algorithm now. Like everything I just said about algorithm, if you understand everything, let me know in the comment section. Okay, good. So now I believe we all know that algorithm is not for coding alone. Basically, the example I've been giving since, I didn't give coding example. I gave cooking rice. I gave going outside of your house. That's kind of example I'm giving now, not coding now. So algorithm is just to solve a particular problem, to solve a particular task. So I don't want you to see algorithm as, oh, it's only applied to coding alone. No. Exactly. Thank you very much. It makes more sense. Okay, cool. Mainly for solving problems, not for coding alone. That's what algorithm is all about. Algorithm is step-by-step process. All right. So let me move to the next slide. So how to write your algorithm, basically. How to write your algorithm is not hard. It's not hard. So now, if you want to do a particular thing, you want to solve a problem, the first thing you do is to like write the process, right? And then writing the process, you take your pen, you say, oh, I want to define that problem. If you don't know the problem, there's no how you want to solve the problem. You can actually solve a problem you know about. If you don't know about the problem, know how you can actually solve them. Do you get? So now you write, you define the problem. After defining the problem, you design the algorithm. Do you get? This is actually what I want to do. You define the algorithm, that is, you define the step-by-step process on how to achieve and how to solve that problem. After doing that, you implement the algorithm. And when I say implement the algorithm, you what? Okay, you've written, you know the problem already, you've designed the algorithm, you've written the process. The next thing is what? Implement what you just wrote. That's the next thing. Implement the algorithm, the step-by-step process you just did. Implement them. Exactly. Thank you very much. So now the next, after implementing it, now you now want to what? Test and debug. Do you get? Test and debug. So when I say test, now you've you know the problem already. You've designed the algorithm. Now you've implemented the problem and the algorithm. After implementing it, you want to test. This is my step-by-step process. Will it work? That's what this means. Will it work? Okay, is it working? If it's working, cool. If it's not working, definitely you should know what? There is a problem with your algorithm. If it's not working, there is a problem with your algorithm. Then the next thing you want to do, just analyze it, like to determine the time it takes and the complexity. Do you get? So you want to solve a problem, and I can say okay, in the when we were very young, we were actually using a smartphone with a little internet. I think we have 1G, 2G then, and 3G or so, 1G, 2G. And when we have 1G, 2G now, look at it now. It's actually an algorithm they used to make that internet, right? Now, after having the algorithm, the next thing they do, they tested it, it worked. And when it started working, if you remember, I think around that 2020, they were talking about 4G, or is it 4G or 5G? I think either 4G or 5G. They were saying is coming or 5G is coming then. And when they were talking about it, they were making it look as if it's one kind of virus or so, because I heard that time. So now, what they were basically doing there is testing it if it's going to work. Do you get? Look at it now. I just want to take us down the line. They actually started from 1G. Definitely, they defined the problem. They designed an algorithm for the problem. Now, they implemented the what? The algorithm, that is the step-by-step process. After doing that, they went through the stage of exactly 5G. They went through the stage of testing. After testing it, obviously you don't expect to write it and it works at once. It's just like when you're cooking your food. You don't expect to cook at once and make sense and give you that same thing. You have to do it over and over. That's the testing and debugging stage. Now, the next thing I want to do is what? Is to analyze the algorithm. Check the algorithm again. It's working already. After checking it, then oh, what can I do to speed up this thing? Okay, this place, the code is too complex. Can I make it more simpler? Do you get? Oh, let me just break it down a little so I can actually understand. Okay, this place is too long. Let me make it very good. It's just like some people say, oh, how do they okay, let me just use an example here. We all have different ways of boiling our noodles. Some people say, oh, we actually we cook it we boil water, then we put our noodles. We boil water for 5 minutes, we put our noodles inside. While some will tell you, no, what I do after putting my pot on the cooker, the next thing I do is pour my water and pour my noodles immediately. So you can see we all have different process. Do you get? You solve the problem. The next thing is what? Analyze the algorithm you use to solve them. Analyze the step-by-step process you used to solve that particular problem. Do you get? Just to make sure, okay, you optimize it, it works very fast and it works nicely. You get? That's actually what the analyzing the algorithm. That's actually what it's about. Let me know what you like. Based on what I just said now, please let me know in the comment section. Let me know what I just let me know in the comment section maybe actually, so I will know if you are following me. Based on what I just said now, how to write an algorithm. Don't follow the step-by-step process I wrote on the screen. I just want to know like your own analogy about this thing, because like I said, algorithm is not only about coding. It's applicable to all manner of lives, like every day, like, it's actually applicable. So let me know how to write an algorithm. Someone said understood. How do we write algorithm? Because this is actually going to help you when you're writing your code. The only thing I will just tell you is, okay, I want to do this particular thing. You will be the one to write your algorithm yourself. That's actually why I'm explaining it in different forms, so we can actually understand it very well. Thank you very much. Identify the problem. After identify it, you design the algorithm, you write your step-by-step process. The next thing is to implement the algorithm, then test and debug, and then you analyze. Okay, very good, 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 very good. Identify the problem. Yeah, it's end results that matter in algorithm. Identify the problem that you. Okay, very good, very good. Thank you very much for following. Okay, I can see we are all following. I can see we are all following. Exactly, exactly, exactly. So now, the reason why I started with this algorithm now. So now, when we now get to our JavaScript, we'll be able to translate them. Do we get? We'll be able to translate them in a way in what we can actually understand. Do you get? It will be easier to translate. Okay, okay. I'm still looking at our comment. I just want to know if you actually like everything I've been saying. Okay, 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 okay. I want to be sure. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Okay, 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 okay. Cool, 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 cool. Good, 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 good. All right, all right. So I've given us enough time for all that. I've been saying, okay, very good, okay, very good. So I'm rest assured now that everybody now, if I say, oh, right, do a particular thing, the next thing you want to do is to what? Write your algorithm. If I give you any problem, the first thing to do, write the algorithm, then you can solve the problem. Very good, very good, very good, very good. All right, all right, all right, all right. So I'm going to move to the next slide. All right, so I'll move to the next slide here. So let me just do full screen. Okay. Okay, loading, 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 loading. All right. Okay, so we are so that's basic thing with algorithm, solving problems. That's basic thing with algorithm. Do you get? So Okay, cool, cool. All right. So don't worry, we can actually we can stop it. Okay, so now let's move on with the class. Let's move on with the class. JavaScript is not hard. You just have to like practice, it's not hard at all. Please, don't ask the question. We can actually let's move on to JavaScript now. We've done algorithm here, and we've done basic algorithm and then problem solving. So as well, with time we'll start bringing them to our notice. Great ways of solving the problem. Okay, good, 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 good. Yeah. So I hope we can all see my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen. I want to be sure. Let me know if you can see my screen, please. Let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, 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 okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. JavaScript is not hard. JavaScript is not hard. So basically we've been doing with JavaScript, basically, based on what we've been doing with JavaScript, basically, we've done variables. I'm very sure everybody can actually write variable. We know what we mean by string. What we mean by number. All those kind of thing. So now I want to ask the question now because I believe we can do uh we can do we can do someone said it's ado. Okay, so I believe we can now like write some basic code with JavaScript. Just write your name. JavaScript is your friend. Yeah, JavaScript is your friend. So I want to know, like, someone said, I don't even understand it yet. Don't worry. With time, you be able to, solve things with it. That's why we have a basic algorithm and problem solving. So you'll be able to say, well, how can I solve a particular problem? Yeah. Someone said, JavaScript is your friend. Is your friend. JavaScript is your friend. Okay. So based on our understanding, like what we've done so far, based on what we've done so far, I want to know our like what we know about JavaScript. I want to know like what you already know. What you are like, okay, I'm very sure that I know this thing in JavaScript. I know this thing. Because if I should ask now, what if I should ask what is variable? If I should ask what is variable? Well, when I say variable, that's not what I asked though. Hey, I think those people that are saying I can see your screen, they are still at the back. Oh. Move to the front. Move to the front, like forward your this thing. Because it's obvious that you're actually at the back. Variable is a container that holds data. No, someone said it's a placeholder. Hey. So for that person that is saying I can only define JavaScript, look at the comment section. Oh, you can see a lot of people that are saying, can see a lot of comments here. Variable is used to store value. For those that didn't know, please look at the comments. Okay, okay, okay. So assign the value. So when I say okay, okay, I can see our comments. You understand it very well. For those people that said they can't understand, they only know the meaning of JavaScript. Look at the comment section now. The question I just asked, I asked them what is variable, and they were able to like tell me. Variable is a container. Okay, it's used to hold value. So now we don't have much time, so let's move on. So the last time the last class we discussed function. So when I say function, function is actually, I did this function the last class we did function. Please, if I should ask now, what do you understand by function? What do you understand by function? Let me know. What do you understand by function? What do you understand by function? Let me know. What do you understand by function? That's the question I asked now. So I'll just pull up my VS Code now. So we didn't stop a loop. The last class, we didn't stop a loop. We stopped at function. That's where we stopped. Because I could remember very well. We didn't stop a loop. Probably you're in the upper class. You didn't join the last class. If you don't join if you did not join the last class, you have to watch that video. All right, very good, very good. Someone said function is like a product. Okay, so we talked about a block of code that is actually used for a particular thing. When you say function, definitely function is actually performing a particular task. That's what we use function for. Why is it disconnecting? Okay. Okay. If you don't look at it now, we've done how many class on JavaScript now? The thing is, we don't have much time. We have limited time. So you just have to whatever we do in class, just like hold on with it. Hold on whatever we do in class, hold on with it, and also learn more. Because that's the best way you can actually learn. Learn more. If you actually learn more, now, when I say learn more now, I mean to practice more. That's what I mean by learn more. Practice more. Please, if you have join, you can join you can look at the previous class. You can look at the previous class. If you are just joining, please look at the previous class. Because that's the only way you can actually capture up with us. Aha. If you don't, because you see, the thing is, if you are looking at it that I'm just going to break this to you. If you are looking at it that, oh, it is actually what I learn in class that we are going to be using, I'm telling you, you are actually that's a big lie. You're lying to yourself. You are lying to yourself. What we do in class, we are actually basically, okay, let's just guide you. Oh, this is actually what you write. This is what you write. This is what you write. That's the basic thing we are going to do in class. But the real coding itself is what you learn on your own. You won't get it in class. You will get it when you are when you are with yourself personally. That's the best time to get it. But for now, you can't learn anything in class for real. The only thing you just learn in class, oh, this is how it works, this is how it works. But if you don't practice what you learned in class, there's no how you can know it for you. There's no how you can know it. So that's why I said JavaScript is your friend. By this time, I believe everyone should be able to, everyone should, so what function? Okay, cool. So according to my personal debate, very good. So by now, everybody should be able to, since if you are in this class, basically, you should be able to say, oh, this is actually what I know. This is what I know. And you should be able to learn some things on your own too. I mean, by this time, because we said JavaScript. That's what we said. We said we are starting JavaScript. Obviously, you know we are doing JavaScript presently. The next thing for you to do, we've given you a website where you can actually learn all these things. Just go to the website. Yes, you will be assigned projects to do. You'll be assigned projects to do. You'll be assigned projects to do. Do you get? So please, for those people that after the class you just relax. Once you relax, then there's no how you want to know like JavaScript. If you are relaxing, there's no how you want to do JavaScript. If you are relaxing, there's no how you want to do JavaScript. W3 schools, W3 schools, W3 schools. That's why we're actually taking the class fast, so we can actually cover, so we can cover up. Do you get? So we can cover up. That's why we are doing all this. So we can actually cover up for you guys. Okay. So I explained function in the last class. I explained function very well. I'm very sure I did just stick to function. And I said, when you are using function, you evoke that function. When I say evoke, that means you call that function. That's what you basically do. And I wrote a very good example of how function work. Okay, so let me just write it again. Okay, I'm just looking at our comment though. Because seriously, we can't take you everything. We have limited time. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. We can't take you everything. That's just the truth. We can't take you everything. Thank you. It's almost 16 hours. So learn more. Exactly. If you learn more, this thing is not going to be difficult. It's difficult in the classroom, but if you can actually go back and learn more, you understand it. That's just it. You understand it. Someone just asked me that is algorithm a tool in programming? Algorithm is not a tool in programming, please. Algorithm is not a tool in programming. I said it earlier. Algorithm is not a tool in programming. I defined what algorithm means. That's why I wanted us to explain. So it won't be like next class, we will now say we don't understand what algorithm means. That's why I said we should explain it ourselves. That I know I gave us time, enough time, so we can actually do this thing. Okay, oh, and someone is asking me, or someone asked me, is algorithm a tool? Okay, so now we am going to be moving forward with function. Let me just move straight to the class. We are going to be moving up with function, so we can actually beat time too as well. So I will start sharing my screen. I will share my VS Code screen actually. So let me share my VS Code screen so we can all see. So you can all know that we discussed this thing in class last week. So we can all know that we discussed it in class. Okay, so I think I'm sharing my screen already. Right. Okay, I think I'm sharing my screen already. Okay, let me stop sharing. Come in. I want to share my VS Code screen so we can all see what I'm talking about. Hey, please, can we all see my screen? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now let's now move straight to what we have here. In the last class, I said I'm going to be using my terminal, and I explained that you should use your browser. This is why I'm using terminal, is because I don't want to be switching screens. That's why I have it this way. That's why I explained that thing. All right. So now function. The syntax for writing function, I wrote it the last week. I wrote it I think that should be day before yesterday. in the last class. So we have function, we have the function name, we have this parentheses, then we have our curly brackets here. So inside the curly bracket, that's where we have our console log. Welcome to Incubator Hub. Then I said something. If you want to evoke your function, if you want to call your function, then you write the function name here. That's where you can actually evoke that function. So I will run this code here. Again, I'm saying it. I'm running my code here. Don't worry about me running my code in my terminal. You are doing console.log, right? Use your browser. That's why I said use your browser. I'm just doing this so I won't be switching screens. That's why I'm doing all of this. Do you get? Okay. That's why I'm doing all of this. Okay. So can we, let's go on now. So let me do it again. Let me write it again. So the first thing you want to have is your function. You write your function keyword. Then after your function, I have my function. Then the name of the function. What do you want to call the function? So let me say my name, the way I have it the last time, I wrote my name. Let me just put it this way. My name. I have my name. The next thing that will follow is this bracket here. Then the next thing is what? Curly bracket. This is the what? The standard. This is the syntax for writing function. So inside the function, you can put your console.log. That's what you want the function to do. So now I want my function to console.log. My name is John. The next thing I want to do is what? Call my function. So how do I call my function? I write my name, then I put my brackets here, then I save. Now, how do I check if what I put inside my function is what is delivering? I will run my code here. So now I can see when I run my code, it's showing me my name is what? My name is John. That's what it is showing me. So now, if, let's say for instance, okay, for instance, I have a variable name. I have a variable name. I have two names. So I wrote my name. So I'll say let's first name equals to David. Then let's last name equals to so I have this now. So now, based on what I just have here now, I want to do what we call concatenation here. That's what I want to do here. I want to do string and JavaScript all together. I want to bring string and JavaScript together. But now, what I'm going to do, if you look at my code very well, I'm still going to explain what we have on line 24. But the first thing I want to do is to say console.log first name plus last name. First name plus last name. That's the first thing I want to do. So I'll comment this. So now, if you look at my code very well, I said console.log first name plus last name. Someone said it is too small. This is too small. Wow. This is very big. Oh. You know, the more I make it bigger, the difficult it is for me to like write my code because there won't be space for me to like write my code. That's why we actually have it this way. So someone said, how is this is not small? Just zoom your phone. That's true. If you're using phone, zoom your phone if you're using phone because this is actually very big. This is very big. If you're using your phone, you can actually zoom it to check what we are writing. Thank you very much for confirming that. It is not small. It is not small. It is not small. It is not small. You know, see, the thing is, if I actually make it bigger, look at it. If I make it, okay, very big. Now, look at it now. This is actually very big now. This is very big. How do I write my code? You won't be seeing what I'm writing. You won't be seeing what I'm writing. That's why we actually have to make it like this. This one is actually very, very, very perfect. It's very perfect. Very good. All right, so we have function here. So now I have last name, first name plus last name. So if I run this code now, you can see it's showing me David Omishaki together. It is showing me David Omishaki together because that's what I just did now. I just wrote David Omishaki. Now there's no space in between. There's no space in between. So now there are several ways to add space in between because now this is a problem. The first thing you want to write, your algorithm. What's the algorithm? Okay, step-by-step process. Now, the first thing I want to do, okay, what if I put space in front of this Omishaki or I put space at the back of this David? If I put space here and then save my code and run it again, you can see we have David Omishaki. We have space in between now. Exactly. So you can see when I put space in between, like at the back of David, you can see we have David Omeshaki with space with them, with space with it. Do we get that? Very good, very good, very good. You do have to comment at every function. So we are going to be going on break by 8 o'clock. We are going to be going on break by 8 o'clock. So please use that time to mark attendance because after the break, we are going to move a bit faster. So we can actually beat time too as well. So we can beat time. You get so once it's 8, we are going on break. So you can actually mark your attendance. But what I just did here, I won't be coming back to it after the break. Or just mark your attendance and then look at it very well. Mark your attendance and look at it very well. Look at it now. The way you guys said I should zoom my screen. You guys will know where I call the function. Look at it now. I have to scroll down so you can actually see where I call the function here. But it's fine. All right. So please let's mark our attendance now. Let's mark our attendance now, please. So we are all welcome back to class. We are all welcome back. We are all welcome back. So like I said, we will just continue from where we stopped. All right. So we have function, my name, the first name. That's what we just did here. So I said is either you put your space at the back of this place or you put your space here. But now another way to do it is having an empty space in between the two variables. So how do I add two empty space in between the two variables? It's just like having I will have my normal string here. I will have if I have my normal string and then I will have my plus here. So what I just did here is what I added first name, I added it with an empty string. With an empty string, then I have my last name here. So if I should save this now and then let's check the result it's giving us. Look at the result it's giving us. It's giving us this. Do you get? Let me clear my code so we can actually see what I'm talking about very well. All right, so you can see it's giving us David Omishakin here. So yeah, so for me to work with it too as well, I have to like call my code. Please call the function. You have to make sure you evoke that function. So the next thing we want to be moving to is using arrow function. Using arrow function. So how do we use arrow function? How do we use arrow function? I think I actually have it here. I'm still checking our comment to see if okay. I believe everybody's all right with what we have here. Nobody's having issue. Okay, nobody's having issue. All right, so we can actually move on. Yeah, we can move on. We can move on. We can move on. We can move on. Okay, I want to see nobody's having an issue. Okay, cool. So let's continue. We did someone said SQL. We didn't do SQL here, please. We didn't do SQL here. You are probably in the wrong class or so. You are probably in the wrong class. All right. So the next thing we want to look at is arrow function. You know, there are different types of function. We have a normal function, then we have arrow function. So I will, you know, I said I want to explain what we mean by this, like this line of code. Let me just comment this one. So now this line of code, please, if you don't understand it now, you can actually watch it later. So you'll be able to understand it very well. You don't have to understand at the go. So on the line 26, we have console.log. My name is, then I have my variable here. Then I have another one here. So basically, what this one does, what we call this is template literals. Template literals. Adding your string and your variable together. That's what this means. Template literals. Okay. If you don't hear me very well, please, you can actually go back. Look at what I said, template literals. So, okay, so you can see it's actually doing, my name is David Omishakin. So you can see it's actually, this one is actually very good. So you can do your normal concatenation or you do your normal template literals. So I said arrow function now. So I'll just comment all this here. You guys are making it difficult for me to like work with this. Okay, so let me just comment all this. All right, so now I want to have my arrow function. So how do I write arrow function? That's the next thing we want to look at. So arrow function. Now, because I said arrow function, now that doesn't mean it's one kind of different thing. No, that doesn't mean it's more. No, thank you very much for answering that. That doesn't mean it's one different thing entirely. No. That's not what it means. It's not different. It's still the same thing we are still doing here. So now let me have my const. So let me give my this. Let me say, give my name. My name equals to. Now the next thing I want to have here is this brackets here. Then I have this. Sorry, I made a mistake there. This is what we mean by arrow function. This is one by function. So arrow function is basically a short form of writing function. Instead of writing function, you can actually have arrow function. And arrow function is also known as expression in JavaScript. You know, you're actually expressing yourself because anything that makes you have const a variable, they are putting a value inside. You're actually expressing yourself. So this is just the same thing as just as well as expression. So now this arrow function, you can see the way I wrote it now. We can also have the same thing. So I can have my console.log. So let's say I want to put something inside. So let's say I want to put console.log. This is arrow function. This is arrow function. So if I have this now, the next thing I want to do is to call my function. Remember, you have to call your function. So how do I call my function here? I'll just come over here and put my name. Then I'll put my brackets here, and that's all. So now if I should run this code here, let me clear. So if I should run this code now, so you can see this is arrow function. This is arrow function. That's what we just have here. Look at it. It's still the same function that we have, but it's just different kind of function. It's just different kind of function. It's just like, let me say, another way of writing function. Okay, cool. So that's all we have about arrow function. The next thing I want to talk about is scope. That's the next thing I want to talk about, scope. Now, when I say scope, scope is just the same thing as writing this. Scope. Sorry, let me comment this. All right. So we want to look at scope. Now we have two types of scope. We have two types of scope. We have local scope and we have global scope. Local scope and global scope. Local and we have global. Local scope and global scope. Local scope and global scope. And so I'm still not getting it though. Yes. I typed, that's why I typed for my arrow function. I just put my brackets, I put equals to, then I put my greater than sign, and I put that. That's actually what I put. I said it. I said arrow function is just another way of writing our function. That's what I said. If I have actually explained all this. I've explained all this. Please, let's actually make this class move very, very fast. If you didn't get this thing, if you didn't get what I just did now, you can actually move a bit backward. Look at what I said there. Then you can actually move forward too as well. You can move forward too as well. Do you get? So we actually don't waste much time because we have limited time. Because look at it, we were unable to cover CSS like that because of all this, like because of time. Thank you very much for writing that in the comment section so people can see. So we said we have local scope and global scope. Local scope and global scope. So what do we mean by local scope? We have something called this is a local government. You have local government, and when we say global, we mean the world. And when we say local, that means you are inside a confinement. That's what by local, and I'm very sure everybody understands what I mean by local and global. So now, when we say local and global in programming, basically what it means is that when there are some variables that are global and there are some variables that are what? Local. And when I say variable is local, that means variable is only accessible inside a particular place. And when I say something is local, that means that thing is only accessible inside a particular place. You can't call that thing outside. It's like, my name is David. Obviously, in my area, we have people called we have David in my area. Now, if they call me inside my house, now if they call me David, I know I'm the one they are calling. But now, if someone from house call David, I won't answer because I know there are a lot of David. Now, it's already global because anybody can just come out and answer the name. So I don't know if I'm the one they are calling or they are calling the other person. That's what we mean by That's what we mean by local and global. Do you get? When something is local, it's only inside that place. That is, you can only call it inside that place. But when it's global, you can call it from anywhere. Do you get? It's just like when you have we have our President Tinubu. Now we have our governor. We have local governments. We have local government. Now, aside from that, apart from local, when I say President Tinubu, is actually recognized worldwide. But now the governor of Lagos State is not recognized worldwide. Because when we say president is actually global, while governor is local because it's actually confined to a particular place, which is Lagos State. Do we get it? But when I say president of Nigeria, everybody understand that there's a country called Nigeria. Who is their president? Their president is President Tinubu. Do we get that? Thank you very much for answering that. Very good. So now let's move straight to the point. How do we use them? So now, if I define a variable here, so let's first name equals to, I hope I didn't have first name here. All right. So let's first name equals to let's give it anything. Let me pick somebody's name. Let me pick somebody's name. All right, so I'll pick this person's name. Okay, cool. So I picked somebody's name already. So I'm going to put I'll put this as last name. All right. So let's last name equals to, I just picked somebody's name. All right. So cool. All right. Very good. So now look at this very well. Now I have this variable inside my file. It is not inside this function. Now, if I can call it inside the function, if I want to call it inside this function, the next thing I will do is to have my plus sign, do my concatenation, then I will put my empty string, then I'll put my first name here. So putting my first name here, sorry, I'll put my plus sign, space. Okay, so now I have called the function now. So if I should run my code here, I have this is arrow function, then I have the person's name here. So don't let me put arrow function. So let me say my let's say my, okay, cool, my first name is, okay, good, let me say my first name is. Now if I should have it this way, so let me clear. Thank you very much for answering that. Okay, so now if I should have this, now you can say my first name is Oluwashade. That's my first name, right? Now look at this variable. This variable is global because you can access it from anywhere. You look at it now. Inside my code, if I should write console.log here, console.log, and I write last name, console.log that last name, definitely I'm going to be getting two results because I've put console.log because I called my so let me clear, and then let's see. So you can see I have my first name is Oluwashade, then I have another one, I have Anani. You get, that's why I have, okay, I put space in front, so that's why we have it that way. So let me clear so we can see what I'm saying. So my first name is Oluwashade, we have Anani here. So you can see we have two things because I did console.log twice. All right, so now look at it now. I can actually call this two variable anywhere in my code. But now let me now put let's nickname equals to, so let's give this person a nickname. So let's just put Olu let's put Oluwani. That's combination of the first name and the last name. So let's put Oluwani as the nickname. Now, if I should save this now, and then I say, let me console.log another one. For the person asking, can we have more than one console.log? Yes, you can have more than one. I didn't answer that earlier. I just want to, like, so you can see for yourself. All right. So we have my nickname is, so let's put nickname here. Nickname. So now if I should save this now, let me comment this. So I'll come here and put my clear. I'll run my code. So you can see the person said my name has gone global. Yes, your name is global. All right, so you know, you can see what we have here. We have okay, I'm looking at it from here. Let me look at it from here. Okay, so we have let's nickname because Oluwani. Now, if you look at it now, Oluwani now, we have my first name is Oluwashade. That's what we printed on line 36. Now on line 37, we have my nickname is what? Nickname, right? That's the variable. So now, you know, I was able to like console.log last name from here. I was able to console.log last name from here. So now let's try to console.log nickname from here. So now if I should have nickname, let me take this out. So I'll put nickname. So now let's do nickname here. Look at what we have here. If you look at the error like this now, it's saying nickname is not defined. That is what we have here. It's saying nickname is not what? Defined. Look at it. I declared that variable inside a function. Do you get? I declared it inside a function. That means I've made it a what? A local variable. Yes, that's actually what I'm doing now. I've made it a local variable. What I've been working on, the first name and last name are what? Global. But the variable I declared inside my function is my local variable because I only want to use it inside that particular function. That's why we call it local scope. You get local variable. Please, I hope we get the difference between local and global now. Global, you declare it in the file. But now, sorry, global you define it in the file, while local you define it inside a particular variable. Someone said, can I zoom my screen? If I zoom my screen, you won't see everything I've written. You won't see all the code. I have to be scrolling down. Some people say I should scroll down. I want everybody to be able to see it all at once. That's why I have it this way. So now, very good, very good. So let's move to the next thing we want to move. So please, if you don't understand it, you can actually come back and watch. You can come back and watch later. So the next thing we want to look at, we've done function now, and function cannot be function without what we mean by parameter and arguments. Function cannot be function without parameters and arguments. So now let's look at parameter and arguments when you are working with function. Parameter and arguments when you are working with function. Please, once again, if you don't get it, you can actually scroll back. You can go back and then watch what I just did with the local and global, so we don't keep repeating the same thing. All right. So now let me move to parameter. Parameter in JavaScript, in function. Obviously, we are doing JavaScript here. So when I say parameter, thank you very much for answering that. So when I say parameter in function, once if you don't get it, please just rewatch it, because I explain it like in detail. I explain it in detail, and the major reason why we are doing all this is because look at it now. If I keep explaining the same thing over and over, and you are rewatching, it won't be interesting for you to rewatch. Do you get? So if you don't get it, you can actually zoom. You can go back and rewatch. This is not like it's actually recorded, so you can actually you can watch it again. Do you get? So parameter in function. So for instance, I have my function. I have everything here. So if you look at it now, what we've been writing, we don't have anything inside this space. So let me just put consider log. Now I want to work with parameters. That's what I want to work with now. Okay, I'm saying the screen is okay. Thank you very much for coming. I want to work with parameters. That's the next thing I want to do now. So now when I say parameter, basically parameters now. Okay, very good. So parameters are like placeholders in your function. Parameters are like placeholders in your function. So now parameter is just like a variable. When I say placeholder, it's just like a variable inside your function. But now you are not declaring it the way you are declaring your normal variable. So let me have a parameter here. So let's say I want to have a parameter of last name here. Last name. That's what I want to have. I want to have a parameter of last name here. So now this last name, I want to use it inside my function. Do you get? How do I use it inside this function now? So I can come here and put, look at it now. I'll do my normal concatenation the way I did it last time. So I can put last name here. Sorry, I have it. Let me put my empty string here. Then I'll put my plus sign and also put last name here. Look at it now. You can see this parameter. I wrote it inside this parenthesis now. Inside this bracket, that's where I put this parameter. I put it inside this place. You can see that it's acting like a variable here. If you look at it, it's actually like a variable, but you are not declaring it like normal variable. So someone asked a question, the use of var, let, and const. I believe in the first class, you will have done like the difference between them. You have done the difference between them. Now, in ES6, we don't use var anymore because var has a lot of issue. That's why they don't use var anymore. They stick with let and const. I hope I've answered that. Okay, so now I have this now. So for me, having my variable, having my function, I have to call the function. So how do I call the function? Look at it now. I'll do normal this, then I will have this. That's how I'll call my function. But now, since I've had a parameter in my code and I'm using that parameter here, I need to add an argument to it. So what we mean by argument? Argument is just like, oh, they are like value to your parameter. Do you get? Argument are like values to your what? To your parameters. I hope we all got that. Please let me know. Let me know. Let me know if you have. Let me know if you actually get what I just explained now. Let me know if you get what. Okay, very good, very good. Let me know if you get what. If please don't tell me you don't. Where is that? They've marked attendance already. Please don't please ask attendance here. They've marked the attendance already. So if you didn't mark the attendance, we had a break. So let me know. Do you get what I just explained now? Parameter. Very good. So now that we said parameter, so now that I have my parameter here, the next thing I want to put is what? I want to add an argument to it, because this variable, this parameter here, I said it's just like a variable. I've declared it already. I've put it here. I've used it inside my code. Definitely I have to supply a value to it. So how do I supply value to it? That's where we now have arguments. So now how do we put our argument? We put when we are calling our function, that's when we now put our argument. So now let me put my argument here. So I'll just put okay, so I want to use that person's name. The person's name, okay. All right, so I want to use this person's name here. Okay. So if you look at my code very well, we are seeing this, we are seeing this here, we are seeing this here. So the major reason why we are seeing this, we talked about keywords in JavaScript. When I say keywords are like reserved JavaScript. Okay, that's what I mean by keywords. So it's actually a reserved word. Name is a reserved word. That's actually showing one error there. So now you can see we have names here. So now I have names. So this Anani here is what? Is the argument. So let's save this code and see what we get. All right. So all this was when we were talking about. So I'll come here, I'll run my code. So you can see now I want to talk about parameters. You can see I have Annie here. So let me see Anani here. So let me just my name is my last name. Let me put last name. My last name is let me just put it that way so we can get what I'm saying. So you can see my last name is I've put enough space here. So let me just clear and then okay, good. So you can see we have my last name. My last name is Anani here. So please, do we all get this? Someone said, "Oh God, please don't worry. You can actually rewatch. We are saying this over and over again. You can rewatch. Most people don't want to rewatch. That's why they want to get it all at once in the class. You can actually rewatch if you are actually not getting everything. But please, what I just did now, okay, very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, cool. So now, I want to ask a question. So now, I want to add another parameter here. First name. I want to have another parameter here. First name. So I will have my first name is. So I want to have my plus sign. I want to have my plus sign here too as well. Okay, I want to add. Okay, so I can have my plus sign. I can have my first name here. First name. Then okay, cool. So I can just put this one as name. My name is. I can have this like this now. So now I have first name now. Very good. So I have first name now. This first name now, what is the next thing for me to do? When we have last name, we added an argument to it. So do I need to add argument to first name too as well? Let me know in the comment section. And note, once you have your parameter, once you use them, you have to add arguments to it. So now tell me, will I add arguments to first name? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know. Okay, so very good. So now let me add the arguments to it now. So let me copy the person's name again, Oluwashade. So now let me paste it here again. So I'll just come here and I'll put comma here. Then I'll put it here. So now you can see I have how many parameters? I have 2 parameters and I have 2 arguments too as well. So let's save this and see if our code is going to work. Wow, our code is working. So you can see my name is, so let me put space here so we can. write this code well. Oh, good, good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We had arguments. So you can see I added arguments now. So you can see it is showing my name is Oluwashade Anani. Do we all get what we just did now? So now, one more thing we should know is that now, look at it though. If I cut this and I paste it in front here, look at what I will do now. If I do it this way, comma, and I save it and I refresh now, I'm just trying to as much as possible. So you can see it's showing my name is Anani Oluwashade. That's actually what we have here. Let me see the comments. Okay, very good. Thank you very much for confirming that. Thank you very much for confirming that. Okay, so what am I saying here? My name is cool. I hope we can see what I just did here. Okay, where is the that's it. So we have last name here, we have first name here too as well. So let me clear this one again so we can run it now. My name is Anani Oluwashade. That's what we have here. Okay, let me see. Okay, people are saying yes. Okay, very good. So that means we have a go ahead now. So now, what I just did here, I did parameter and I did argument. If you don't understand it, please, and also ask your question on the Telegram community. I understand that on that Telegram community, all we're all after is I did mark attendance. That's what we used to discuss there on the Telegram community. We didn't mark. That's what you will say. You will say I did mark attendance today. I didn't. Ask question on the community channel. Please ask question there. You guys can actually help yourself on that community, on that Telegram community. Do you get? Ask your put your, I won't say your problems now, put your coding problems there. Don't discuss only, I don't have LMS, I don't have, because that's why you see there. It's like a lot of us are not having issue at all. That's why I feel it though. A lot of us don't have issue at all. And that's why, because I know when we are starting, like when you want to start coding, please just write your coding problem, put it there on Telegram. I don't know if we are all on the WhatsApp community. If you're all on the WhatsApp community, we can, okay, I don't know. Maybe I'll look for a way to join your Telegram community so I can actually, so you can paste, so you can put picture, because on the Telegram community you can't put picture. So you can actually snap your code so we can see. Okay, good. Don't worry. I'll look for a way to join your WhatsApp community. But please, on that Telegram community, don't only discuss attendance, because I don't see anything. All the thing I see there is attendance, LMS. That's what I see. I don't see coding on it at all. I'm seeing some people are saying they are not in the WhatsApp community. I don't even know that you guys have WhatsApp community. Someone just told me that you have WhatsApp community. So some said they have WhatsApp community. So please, those that are in charge of the WhatsApp community, please, you can actually paste the link so people can actually join. All right, so we've discussed parameter, we've discussed a lot of things today. Arrow function, that's actually the main part of JavaScript. So don't play with this video though. Let me put it that way. You can actually rewatch over and over, so you can actually learn very well. All right, so let me comment this and then so we can move to the next thing. So now the next thing I'm going to be discussing with us. Some people say they don't know about this thing. It is good, it is well. So now we want to use return. That's the next thing we want to look at now. Return, how to use return here. So let me return. Please, you can see that I'm just bringing everything so we can actually cover JavaScript, like main thing in JavaScript, so we don't lag behind with JavaScript. So now I want to have my function here. So in this particular thing here, I use normal function. So I want to use arrow function. That's what I want to use now. So I will have const, I'll use name again. So const name, so those that are asking me, how did I do it? Const name equals to, you can see what I'm doing now. I have this, then I have this. That's how I did it. I have equals to, then I have greater than sign. So now, when I say return, look at it now. I say this particular code, if I say return David, what I'm basically telling it is that, on when you're working with live project, you don't do console.log. We don't use console.log. We use return. That's what we don't use console.log. So now when you say return, that is you are telling the code to, oh, this is actually what you are returning to me. When I call you, this is what you should do. Do you get? When you I want to put a particular thing that actually does one particular function. There are some things you bought or some gadgets you bought that when you are expecting it to perform a particular action. So what is actually doing is returning a response to you. Do you get? You are putting your input, it is processing it, and then it's giving you output. You can see the algorithm coming in here. We just solve the problem. You put in your input, it processes the input, then it give you a result. That's algorithm. So those, when I was saying algorithm is very important. All right, so now if I call this function name, so let me just give it names here. So let's call this name. Let's call this function now. So if I should call this function here, let me save, and then let me call this function. So sorry. Clear. Oh, sorry, I wrote something else. No. You are not. Is this something? Thank you very much for saying that. They already said the WhatsApp community link is on the Canvas, so you can actually go there and check. Please, let's go there to check. Let's go there to check. It's very important. Let's go there to check, please. Copy. All right, so now, please, so let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. So let me have a variable. Let me have a variable here. So I won't say first name again. Yes. So I want to say let me pick somebody's name. Let me pick somebody's name. Let me pick somebody's name. So I'll pick somebody's name. I just picked this name now. So now I want to pick my first name. Let me just put it as Lamidi Adibola. So now if I should call this now, and I said hello, return first name here. Let me put it this way. Hello, return first name. That's what I said it should do. So now let me save this and then run my code here. Oh, I'm still clear. Clear. So I'll show it on the browser so we can actually see what we are doing. We use to ask question. Okay, cool. So now what we are basically doing here is that we are telling this code, it's just like the way you have your console.log. We have return. Return is actually going to return this, just like your console.log. But now we actually use this in product, like in life. You get? We use console.log for testing it if it's working. That's what we use console.log for. Testing. That's what we use it for. But in real life, you use return. So you don't use console.log, you use return. That's just the basic difference between return and console.log. Okay. Please, let's focus on the class now. That one is there. This class, let's focus on the class now. All right. So the next thing we want to look at is we've done arrow function, we've done scope, we've done a lot of things today. You guys are actually doing well. All right, so we want to look at array. That's what we want to look at. We want to look at array. That's what we want to look at. So I'll comment this and then I'll come here, I'll say array. So that's the next thing we want to look at. So we want to look at array basically. So when I say it is not there. So when we say array is like a special variable basically, which can hold more than one value. Your variable can only hold one value. When you have just one value, that's what your variable can hold. But now array is just like a special variable that can hold more than one. It can actually hold a lot of them. It's just like when you have a small if you look at, you have crate of eggs, right? We have some crates that actually is just one egg it can hold. That's normal variable. But now you don't have a crate that can hold more than one egg. Do you get? That's actually when we have array. Array can hold more than one value. So it stores them, it stores all the item, and you can also access them too as well. Because so far you are storing them, you should be able to what? Access them. So I said it earlier. I said return is what we use in life. Return is just like opposite, just like, not like opposite. It's just like when we are working on production, or when we are actually working on a real life thing, we use return. We don't use console.log. Console.log is used for testing. I said it earlier. Console.log is used for testing. Do you get? Oh, let me check. Is this code working? Okay, good. Is it not working? You use console.log. But now when you do return is going to return it to the browser, whatever you want. Do you get? That's actually why I don't have it in my terminal here. Okay, so good. So we said array. So now how do you use array now? So I will say const student equals to now how do I write array? That's the syntax I want to put. I'll put my square bracket. Then inside that square bracket, so now let me start copying student's name. So I have Lamidi Adebola. I have another one. So let me copy another person's name. So I'll use another person's name. I'll use Fumilayo Bamegboye. I'll use another one. I'll pick another person's name. I'll pick Margaret Adiola. Okay, so I just want to pick 5 names so we can see what we are talking about here. All right, so I'll pick another one. So I'll pick Rachel. Okay, so I'll just have another one. I think this one should be fine. This should be already moving outside of our. So let me just pick Oreoluwa Olatoke. So I'll just pick this. All right, I think I'll just take one name out. Let me just take one name out of everything. So we don't have a long. So we don't have a long thing. So let me just have Fumilayo here. Okay, so let me take this out. Let me get the color. So let me take this out. All right. So now we have I want to take Olatoke out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 names here. 5 names. Let me put students. So you can see now we have a variable that can actually take more than one value. You can see I have students and I have names of students inside this particular thing. Okay. Please, I hope we all got this. Student equals to Abiola, Fumilayo, Adeola, Tomi, and Oroluwa. Look at this now. They are all inside one place, inside one square bracket. Now, what I have now, I want to ask a question now. You know, we worked with data types now. When I say, what kind of data is this? What kind of data is this? Like, let me say, for instance, Abiola. Abiola is in what? I just want to test our understanding. Abiola is in what? Please let me know in the comment section. Abiola, very good. Abiola is string, right? They are all strings. You get Abiola formula because so far they are inside quotes. That makes them what? String. Very good. All right, now, so you can see we have a set of string inside an array. Do you get a set of string inside an array? That's what we just did now. You get? That's what we just did. Like that's what we just did now. So let me just have this now. So now, how do I access all these things? Very good. Thank you very much for answering that. String. You already know JavaScript for real. You guys already know JavaScript. All right. So now we all know that they are all scripts, right? So now, very good. So now I want to teach us something now. I understand that. I want to teach us something now. I said Abiola, everybody said it's string. I didn't ask for students. For the person saying array, I didn't ask for student. It's a student that is array. So how do I know? How do I know that this kind of data it is? So now you can come here and do something like this. We have something called we have something called yeah, string. Thank you very much. All right, so we have something called type of. So now if I have this type of now, I want to do that's what I just wanted to yeah, string. Okay, thank you. All right. So what do I want to do? I want to take the data type of students. Now, if I put students here, I want to take data type of student. That's what I want to do, because we all know that Abiola, Funmilayo, Adiola, all of them, they are all string. Now, I want to take data type of students. Now, if I should come here and clear, so let me look at it. It's telling me the data type is what? Object. That's what it's telling me. Obviously, it's going to tell us object, but just know that it's actually array, because we have them inside square brackets. So if you have any like data inside square brackets, we know that that data is what? An array. But the data we have inside, the type of data we have inside are all string. You guys are right, are all string. Set of string inside an array. Thank you very much. But now that students now is now an array. We have objects there, right? But just know that it's actually what? An array. Do we get that? Okay. So now, thank you very much. All right. So that type of is just to check the data type. That's what we use. Type of is just to check the data type. So now, we have an array now. How do we now access that array? Obviously, we said we have array. How do we access them? So now, for us to like access our array now, we access them based on numbers. And when I say numbers now, can someone tell me in programming, where does our number start in programming? How do we number in programming? Let me know in the comment section. I want that to be very fast. How do we number in programming? Oh, very good. Someone says 0. So, very good. Thank you very much. You are coders, so you are programmers, and you are saying you don't understand. Okay, very good. So now we said 0. From 0, very good. So now we number from 0. So I want to ask a question. How many names do we have inside that array? How many names do we have inside that array? Well, someone should count it and tell me how many names do we have inside that array? Oh yeah, tell me how many names do we have inside the array? 4. Someone said 4. Very good. 4. Hey, it's not 5. We have 4 because we start from 0. So definitely, Abiola is position 0. Fumilayo is position 1. Adiola is 2. Tommy is 3. While Oreluwa is 4. You get? So 4. We start from 0. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We start any number I want to do. We start from 0. Do you get? And someone say, okay, yes, okay. All right. No, it's not 0 to 5. We start from 0. Do you get? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you get? If I count it now, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 from 0. So we have 0, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, and we have 4. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, make Tommy no vex. So I put a name in small caps. I'm so sorry, small letter. All right, I'm so sorry for that. All right, very good. So now, I've done type of to check it. So now, how do I now access them? So now, if I want to access Abiola now, how do I access Abiola? I'll write students here. So now, after having students here, I will now put these square brackets now because I want to access them based on position. Thank you. So I want to access them based on their position. So now, I want to access Adiola here. If I want to access Adiola here, what position will I put? Someone should tell me in the comment section. I want to access Adiola. What will I put inside this thing? I want to access Adiola. Someone said 2. Very good. Let me know if I want to access Adiola. 2. Very good. We're all getting it now. So if I put 2 here, and then if I check my code, if I clear, let me do it now. So you can see we have Adiola. Very good. So I want to ask again, if I want to get Oreoluwa, what will I put? What will I put? What will I put in the position? If I want to access Oreoluwa. Ah, 4. Say 4. So now if I should put 4 here, save and run, you can see we have Oreoluwa here. Very good. I'm so happy that you guys are actually getting this thing that I'm doing. I'm so happy for that. All right. Someone said 4, 4, 4. So you can see we start from 0 to what? To we start from 0. So you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now if I want to have Abiola here, what will I do? If I want to have Abiola, if I want to have Abiola, people are saying coming from behind though. If I want to have Abiola, what will I put there? 0, 0. Very good. I'll put 0. So now if I should have 0 here, so let me clear and then run this code. You can see we have Abiola here. Very good. Thank you very much for the response. I love that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now you can see that you can access your array based on what? Position. Based on position. We start from 0, 1, 2, 3, you know, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you very much. 0, 0, 0. Exactly. So so what I want us to do now? I want us to go and learn you know, because our time is fast spent. We might not be able to continue from here. Our time is fast spent. So now what I want us to do now, I'm pass it across. I want us to learn array methods too as well. Array properties and methods. Array properties and methods. I want us to learn that. That is the operation. Someone said, what was the person saying? So now, okay, let me just put this in like in a few minutes. If I should put 5 here, let's test it though. Let me put 5. You know, our names is not up to 5. Let's just test it. Look at what it's saying. It's saying all defined. That is, it's not defined because our number is not up to 5. We don't have number 5. But if you now add another name here, that's when number 5 can work. So now I said we should look at, I'm going to pass this across to us. So I said we should look at array. Good. I said we should look at array properties and methods. Array properties and methods. What we can actually use with array. That's why I said we should look at. Don't worry, and I'm going to pass it across to you so we can all work with it. I'll pass it across to us so we can actually work with it. Hey, please, those are actually coming. So now I believe what we did today, we're able to like understand everything we did today. Please let me know everything we did today, If you don't really understand it, you can also. It's not null. Null means empty. That is empty. But undefined means it's not even defined at all. Do you get it? It didn't define it at all. Please, array properties and method. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for typing that. Okay, so let me stop sharing my. I want to show something. So we can, let me stop sharing my screen here. So I'm coming. I'll share the screen now. I'm going to share my screen now so we can actually see what I want us to see. But we are still in the class. We are still in the class. But I just want to know. Okay, very good. Someone said, please, everything we did today in the class, I beg, please, you guys understand though. Let me know. Let me know if you can actually get everything we did in the class. Even if you understand, I will even ask you to rewatch. Even if you got everything, I will still ask you to rewatch, because the process of rewatching, you'll also be getting new meaning, new things, and have a deep understanding of what we just did. Okay, it is not compulsory to use const for arrow function. It is not compulsory. It is not compulsory. Someone said not all. Yes, everything might not enter. You can actually watch again. I'm very sure. Thank you very much for saying that. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Array length, array to string, array at exactly, pop array. It's like they have a good coder here. Please, you should ask that person question. The person is already saying the properties and the methods already. Okay. Because that's actually where we are going to be stopping now. But the assignment is we are going to get the assignment across to us on what we are going to do. Okay. Someone says scholar. Yes, you have one in your listing. So I want to know, like, you can actually ask your question. Algorithm, function, arrow function, scope, return, array, accessing an array, exactly. Someone said I was the private attendance. Please. I don't know what to say. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yes, I'm going to do that. For those that are saying they are deprived of attendance is there already. It's there now. Please, attendance is there already. So yeah, this will be the end of the class for today, or let me say for this week. So see you in class next week. Yeah, see you in class next week. Sign your attendance now, please. So I'm going to see you in class next week.